Ronald Reagan won 49 states in the 1984 election. But what if he hadn't? What if Walter Mondale pulled off the ultimate political upset? Would the Cold War have ended the same way? Would the AIDS crisis have been taken more seriously? And what would America look like today? This is the story of the presidency that almost never was, and what it could have meant for the entire world. Like and subscribe for more. Also, don't forget to hit that notification bell for more history documentaries. Please watch the video till the end, as good interaction would help the performance of the video and the growth of my channel massively. The alternate victory. How Mondale won in 1984. To imagine a Mondale victory, the key is understanding what had to be different. In this alternate timeline, the US economy had not rebounded as strongly by 1984. Inflation remained a major concern, and unemployment lingered. The televised debates shifted public opinion. Mondale came across as more honest and competent, while Reagan showed signs of cognitive decline earlier than in our timeline, raising doubts about his age and fitness. Geraldine Ferraro, as the first woman on a major ticket, energized turnout among women and progressive voters more than expected. Scandals like early whispers of Iran-Contra or emerging ethics concerns within the Reagan administration damaged Republican credibility in the final weeks. Mondale won narrow victories in key northern states, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, plus flipped a few battlegrounds like Florida and Illinois. He secured 270-plus electoral votes in a shocking upset. National reaction. A divided and stunned America. In the Rust Belt and Northeast, Mondale's win was celebrated as a return to working-class, labor-driven democratic politics. Union halls erupted in cheers. In the Bible Belt and Sun Belt, the reaction was deeply skeptical. Reagan was beloved, especially for his strong anti-communist rhetoric. His loss was seen by many conservatives as a national tragedy. The moral majority and religious right doubled down on activism, vowing to take back the country in 1988. Former President Reagan gave a gracious concession, but behind the scenes, his allies in conservative media and political circles began constructing the mythos of the stolen mandate, which would shape future GOP strategy. The Mondale presidency, policies, cabinet, and early moves. Walter Mondale brought in a liberal, experienced cabinet. Vice President, Geraldine Ferraro, a historic and visible figurehead for women's rights. Secretary of State, Cyrus Vance aimed to rebuild diplomatic trust. Secretary of Defense, a less hawkish figure than Weinberger, likely someone like Harold Brown. Attorney General, possibly someone focused on civil rights enforcement, like Wade McCree. Economic policy, Mondale rejected Reaganomics. He raised taxes early to address the growing deficit. This slowed economic growth in the short term, but avoided the ballooning national debt seen under Reagan. Black Monday may have been less severe or delayed, as deregulation of markets would have progressed more cautiously. Cold War strategy, diplomacy over rhetoric. Mondale pursued détente over confrontation. INF treaty might still occur, perhaps even sooner. Mondale met with Gorbachev in 1985, beginning a dialogue based on trust and mutual de-escalation. No, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall speech. Instead, a quieter but consistent push for reform behind the scenes. The Cold War likely ends around the same time, but with less fanfare and more diplomacy. No Iran-Contra Scandal. Without Reagan, Iran-Contra never happens. Mondale avoids secret arms deals, focusing instead on transparency and lawful diplomacy. This keeps his administration relatively scandal-free. although it earns him criticism from anti-communists and Cold War hawks. The economy, growth with caution. Without Reagan's tax cuts and deregulation, the stock market grows slower but steadier. Budget deficits are lower. Black Monday might be less severe due to stricter financial oversight. Unemployment falls more slowly, but income inequality doesn't rise as sharply as it did under Reagan. The AIDS crisis, a turning point. Mondale took the AIDS epidemic seriously from the beginning, under pressure from Ferraro and progressive allies. Funding for AIDS research was significantly increased in 1985 and 1986. Surgeon General Koop's report would still be released, but with more public backing. Early public awareness campaigns reduced stigma. While a cure wasn't found, more lives were saved through early action. Civil rights and social justice. Mondale had a long history of civil rights advocacy. Apartheid. The U.S. imposed stronger sanctions on South Africa much earlier than in our timeline. Drug policy. Rather than escalating the war on drugs, Mondale pushed for treatment-focused programs and community investment. This potentially reduced the mass incarceration spike of the late 80s. Education and poverty programs saw expanded funding. Latin America, a softer approach. Nicaragua and El Salvador. Mondale avoided funding Contra rebels, instead backing diplomatic solutions and economic aid to stabilize the region. Panama. The U.S. did not invade in 1989, instead using international pressure to oust Noriega. This change in policy cooled anti-American sentiment in Latin America, though it was seen as weakness by Reagan loyalists. Election of 1988. Mondale versus a new Republican star. By 1988, Mondale faced a Republican Party itching for a comeback. Candidate: likely Senator Bob Dole or George H.W. Bush, both established names with Cold War credentials. But with a recovering economy, peace abroad, and no major scandals, Mondale wins re-election, though with a narrower margin than in 1984. Second term and legacy. The Berlin Wall falls in 1989, without Mondale ever giving a viral speech. But his diplomacy helped lay the groundwork. By 1992, the U.S. is economically stable, more socially progressive, and less militarized. Bill Clinton might not run or win in 1992. Democrats may rally behind Ferraro or another Mondale ally. The Republican resurgence might happen later, possibly with a younger, more populist figure like Newt Gingrich or Pat Buchanan in the early 90s. How would Mondale be remembered? Walter Mondale would be remembered as a quiet but effective peacemaker, the president who took AIDS seriously and pushed for global civil rights, a steady economic hand who slowed the rise of inequality, not as charismatic as Reagan, but a symbol of principled leadership. History might call him the president who brought morality back to the White House and who proved that diplomacy could win the Cold War just as effectively as bravado. What do you think? Write your opinion and version of the story in the comments below. Please be polite and kind. If you want to know what would have happened if Humphrey defeated Nixon in 1968, click on the video on the left. Thanks for watching.